often goes unnoticed or just ignored by the rest. For unknown reasons, Shelly is the most ignored toon of all. In-game, you can see Shelly having a bad time, like shown in dialogue with Tegan and Tisha. Shelly, how have you been? Doing good. Well, sorta-ish. Sorta-ish? Why don't we have tea after this? That would be nice. Yeah, where? My room, after we finish here. I expect you on time. Got it. You can count on me. Hey, Shelly, you all right? Oh, yeah, just thinking. Just know I've got your back, all right? Of course. And I've got you. Let's do this. All of this has been insinuated in the game in different ways. Her twisted counterpart, one of the main characters of Dandy's world, the blatant ignorance of her existence by everyone around her has enraged her. In addition, the kids' drawings shown in the series reflect that they don't know exactly what Shelly was, mentioning that she appeared to be a cinnamon roll, and in another drawing saying, "Sorry, I forgot your name." Right next to this, inside the gift shop is one of the game's floors. We can see plushies of the main characters in the shelves, with shelves completely full, meaning nobody purchases them. How do you feel if you were part of a super famous show, but nobody remembers your name, nor gives the pettiest of cares for you or your personalities, in addition to your partners ignoring you? No doubt Shelly is one of the toons with the saddest situations in Dandy's world. But before thanking your support, I'll be preparing a poster with all of you. Each video, I'll pick one of your OCs at random to include it. To participate, post a drawing of yours in my YouTube community or tag me on TikTok or Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss any content of Dandy's world. Twisteds. The toon's counterpart, the Twisteds, are the threat and principal obstacle in the game. However, their background is quite sad. In the game, there is plenty of stuff left unexplained. For what we know, this transformation in the toons occurs due to their bodies being invaded by Ichor, rather in direct exposure or by another Twisted attack, somewhat like a zombie virus. In the different forms of the Twisted, we can see different expressions. Nonetheless, what surprises me the most is this look, in which we observe that the corrupted toons are self-aware of their transformation. The pain that their body endures after being broken for Ichor. Even worse is that their destiny is now looking to hurt those whose once were their friends, guiding them to the same cruel and depressing fate, forgotten and avoided by all. Gordy. Along the last Halloween event, a new main toon have been released of Toodles. Interesting fact, when you ask him in his shop to tell you some gossip, he mentions asking Astro help with a pair of dreams. Remember that Astro has the capacity of controlling the toon's dreams when they sleep. Gordy used to ask Astro for the same dream every night, all the time they were together. But Astro mentioned that he can no longer ask for repetitive dreams. It has grown concerning. Gordy comments the nest about the dreams. The two of them, they were there. They felt so familiar. Also, in the Halloween floor, we can see Gordy's room, in which we can observe plenty of drawings in the wall, showing Gordy with his parents. But their faces are covered in Ichor. In the same wall it reads, "Why can't I remember their faces?" Don't forget. Inside his trinket, we can also see the same Ichor-covered photo of him and his parents. In the last collaboration with CG5, the song Locked Away re-emphasizes Gordy's situation, showing how all of this torments his mind due to not remembering his parents' names. Just imagine one day you wake up and you're incapable of remembering your family, no matter how much you try, and that thought never leaves you. Rotten Shrimpo. Shrimpo has been one of the most popular toons within Dandy's World fandom, being represented on multiple occasions. In the game, we are told that Shrimp has a simple personality. He hates everything and everyone. Due to this, Scolopendros, in their TikTok account, presented a comic in which we see a deepest face of Shrimpo. After years of being only the annoying toon and always being mad, Shrimpo starts questioning his own role in Dandy's world. His frustration grows to a point of facing Dandy, demanding a change of role in the show. But Dandy refuses, telling him it is impossible to teach him new things. Shrimpo, completely enraged, shoots that the show failed, and everyone got forgotten for his fault. Dandy gets mad, to a point of almost turning into Twisted, but manages to contain himself. Nonetheless, Shrimpo approaches with a frightening face and says that he can't change anything, because everything he does and says is a mistake. That he himself is a mistake. A useless vermin, never to be of use to anyone. And no matter how hard he tries, he will always be repugnant. Further on, during a session with Roger, Shrimpo asks why he can't be happy. Then he understands his biggest fear, not knowing who he is. Roger explains to him he cannot change because his ego has built a barrier surrounding him. Shrimpo asks how he can break down this barrier. And Roger, surprised, admits this is the one time in years he achieved talking to him sincerely. Roger hands him a notebook and asks him to write down everything he likes and hates to start knowing himself. Sadly, the comic hasn't continued. But in the last scene made by Scolopendros, we can see a different Shrimpo. A rotten Shrimpo. He seems happier, but he is Shrimpo no longer. He even feels disgusted by his old self. Have you ever felt like Shrimpo? As if your entire life was written by someone else, and everything you do was already decided before you can make a choice. Sometimes it's not about being the good or bad of the story, but to understand who you are when no one is watching. Maybe we all have some Shrimpo within us. That self-hating voice that doesn't know if it deserves to change, but it tries nonetheless. And even if Dandy's World is just a game, stories like this make us remember that searching for yourself doesn't make you weak. It makes you real. Bassie's insecurity. Bassie is the main toon in the Easter event of Dandy's World. She's a flower basket, and aside from appearing a happy and cheerful toon, her personality is somewhat concerning. She has a constant fear of being replaced. From within the Easter toons, she has resentment and envy toward Coco. This due to Coco being the fans' favorite, and in the words of Delilah Keene, she'd be a better fit to the main character in Bassie's place. In her dialogue with Coco, this awkwardness is shown. Coco. Oh, Bassie. How are you, my friend? Fine. That's great to hear. Were you needing any help? No, not from you. Uh-oh. Haha. Silly Bassie. Always with your jokes. Ha. Ah, I love the spring season. I can't stop thinking about Easter. Of course you can't stop thinking about it. Huh? Aren't you the same way, though? No, I'm not like you. Aw, that's okay. We're all our own toon at the end of the day. Okay. In Bassie's dialogue, we observe that she starts to laugh when she feels uncomfortable or nervous due to the thought of not meeting the expectations about her. In her relationship with Bobette, we can clearly see her fear of being replaced. Furthermore, knowing that if someone replaces her, it would be Coco. So you're the Christmas holiday main? Last I checked, yep. Last you checked? Like, we could be replaced? What? No. I meant it as a silly little comment. Oh, you're so funny. Thanks? After being purchased in the Easter store, Bassie throws a line in which she doesn't seem very convinced someone decided to buy her. You want me? Yay! And after buying Coco, she's direct and cold. Coco? Aw, I understand. Have you ever felt incapable of meeting the expectations put in you and being in constant comparison with everybody? Every story shown here have made me reflect about.
I'm really trying to improve my flexibility this year, so I asked ChatGPT to help me come up with a few stretches I can do every day. They're super easy to incorporate before or after a workout or before bed, and it only takes me 10 minutes.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Twisted could go back into being Toons? On this tape, we will be unveiling all the consequences Toons could suffer after going through this horrible transformation, and somehow going back to their original form. So, let's begin. On TikTok, the user Zunims made the first post about his Dandy's World alternate universe about the rehabilitated Twisteds that went back to their Toon form, giving credit to Ploto Dandy, since they made a drawing in which we can observe Finn going back to his Toon form. This drawing is what inspired this awe.
Scraps.
On her rehabilitated form, her pupils change. Her ears are longer and her tail is now sentient, so now it acts as a sort of pet for Scraps.
Flutter.
When returning from her twisted form, Flutter managed to make another Toon repaint her wings. The teared sections have been sewed back, her antenna remain in the same sharp shape of her counterpart, and her makeup has corroded. Tegan offered fixing it, Flutter let it be though.
Tisha.
After her rehabilitation, Tisha has come back to normal almost completely. Although unfortunately for her, the tissue on her head and her feet have remained permanently stained by ichor.
Poppy.
On her new Toon form, Poppy has replaced her bow, her dress, and has been ruined, and sometimes it's a bit of ichor that drips from her mouth, staining her dress, and she's just as optimistic and cheerful as always.
Brittany.
While in her twisted form, Brittany broke her arm, so it is now recovering, and she has developed a blurry vision, meaning she has to wear glasses, and her red light has diluted, now being a pinkish tone.
Cosmo.
Once recovered, Cosmo has lost sight of his right eye, has a couple of spots on his face due to the tears of his twisted form. His arms are now different, one of them being darker and presenting sharper claws. Cosmo struggles to bake now, but Sprout helps him.
Tegan.
When in her twisted form, she gets a hit, so now she has visible cracks on her face, which were put together using golden paint. The section of the dress that was torn apart has been fixed. Her arms have remaining marks due to all of the ichor, and now she hoards tapes uncontrollably, even though she doesn't want to admit it. I can explain. Tegan!
Goob.
After rehab, Goob still has ichor marks in the places that his ichor tears once were. He has had to smooth his claws away after how sharp they got on his twisted form. Besides, Goob is also much stronger now. His hugs can crush the other Toons a bit, especially Scraps. Goob, you're gonna make me crumble.
Sprout.
He has returned to his Toon form, and while he has shrank a little, he's still significantly taller than the other Toons. 80% of his body is now rotten due to ichor. He has a sick new haircut. One of his arms is longer than the other, and although he can see with his left eye, his vision is very blurry.
V.
V's rehab seems to have been much more simple. Since she is a robot, they didn't have enough material to fully restore her, though. Nowadays, she's easily agitated and uses her pop-up ads to annoy other Toons. V.
It's free and it's easy. Join right now. Now! In every video, one will be chosen. A random character, never the same one. If you want, you can participate. Just post it in the community tab.
So subscribe now, folks, and don't miss a moment of our amazing content. Character selected at random. Your character may suffer awkward poses, strange lore, and mild existential dread.
Reef Hawk. For the last 4 decades, America's favorite movie star. Starring in 3 of the biggest franchises in film history. You've had 5 years off. I mean, how are you going to frame the 5 years thing?
I won't say that I was hiding a heroin addiction from the public, and that my best friends and my insane...
Shelly. Just like Sprout, Shelly has a taller height. Icor has deformed her legs, making them similar to dinosaur legs, and now she has a tail. Additionally, Shelly doesn't seem to dislike her new appearance. Dinosaur! Shaved down ribs to fit under dress.
Astro.
When going back to his normal form, Astro kept some Icor stains on his face due to the tears. Now, some Toons know about his forearms, and it's more open to take it away. Has persistent stomach aches due to the Icor he drank when twisted.
Pebble.
After rehab, Pebble's size remained huge. Some Toons are intimidated by his dimension, although he keeps the same personality he had when he was smaller. Fortunately, everyone ends up getting used to it eventually. Now he wears a collar with a dog tag. Hey, buddy! Some traits on the main Toons have been intensified due to Icor. These changes make their personalities be ever so slightly different than how they behaved before being infected. Sprout went from being overprotective to possessive. V went from being easily agitated to hot-tempered. Astro went from being dejected to desperate. Shelly went from depressed to frantic. And Pebble went from loyal to territorial.
Finn.
Due to his twisted form lacking legs, Finn, after rehabilitation, now uses a wheelchair. He is a bit stained by Icor. His eyes have a different look. He took advantage of the rehab, and now he has a gold tooth in the previously empty space of his smile. Besides, he now makes jokes about being a mermaid.
Razzly Dazzle.
After their recovery, they could not restore the halves of their faces, so now they share their mask. They have notable eye bags. Their scarf has been ripped apart on the ends due to the weight, and nowadays they suffer from constant mood changes.
Glisten.